Hi everyone, happy Mid-Autumn Festival. My name is Ben Lau, Executive Director of the Chinese American Museum of Chicago, the only Chinese American museum in the Midwest. I welcome you all to our first virtual Mid-Autumn Festival event. For the past 3 years, we celebrated the Mid-Autumn Festival outdoor at the Set in Stone Gathering Space in the Burnham Wildlife Corridor in partnership with Roots and Routes Initiative, Field Museum, the Nature Conservancy, and Chicago Park District. This year, we originally planned to celebrate the festival at Pingtown Park in Chicago's Chinatown neighborhood. However, due to concerns related to COVID-19, we decided to move the event to a virtual platform so that all of you can participate in the event safely. Now, I would like to introduce our partners. First, we have Ted Gross from Chicago Park District. Ted?
Hi, I'm Ted Gross, Program Specialist for the Burnham Wildlife Corridor with the Chicago Park District. The Chicago Park District and Night Out in the Parks is a proud sponsor of this event. The Chinese American Museum of Chicago and the Mid-Autumn Festival has been an important part of the natural area restoration of the Burnham Wildlife Corridor in Burnham Park. The Chicago Park District would also like to acknowledge the Roots and Routes Initiative, a community of organizations dedicated to improving the Burnham Wildlife Corridor through community stewardship and events like this one. We hope everyone has a great time exploring this digital event and has a great Mid-Autumn Festival.
Thanks, Ted. Next, Mario Longani from the Field Museum. Mario?
Hi, all. The Keller Science Action Center at the Field Museum is a proud supporter of this Mid-Autumn Festival, as we have been for a number of years now. We're also proud to be part of Roots and Routes and one of the facilitating partners that helps bring the programs together. The Action Center itself translates the Fields Museum's collections and science expertise into on-the-ground action for conservation and quality of life all across the Chicago region. We work to connect people to nature. We also work to connect people to people, often across social and cultural boundaries. And we hope you'll find that this event tonight fills that role for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mario. Next, we have Forrest Cottage from the Nature Conservancy. Hi, Forrest.
So if Forrest may not have been able to stay on the call, so this is Mario again. I can read this for the Nature Conservancy. The Nature Conservancy in Illinois is pleased to partner through Roots and Routes to sponsor this celebration. Supporting communities and efforts to connect people and nature is key to our urban conservation efforts, and this annual tradition does just that.
Thank you again, Mario. Now I would like to introduce one of the masterminds of this collaborated event, who is also one of our board members, Sulan Moy, who will give you an introduction to the Mid-Autumn Festival. Sulan?
Thank you, Ben. Welcome everyone to our Mid-Autumn Festival celebration. As I talk about the different traditions, I will ask you a few questions that you can respond to by typing into the chat box. Thank you. The Mid-Autumn Festival has a history of over 3,000 years. It came from the custom of moon worshiping during the Shang Dynasty. It became more popular in the Tang Dynasty and gradually developed to how we celebrate it today. The Mid-Autumn Festival, also called the Moon Festival, is the second most important festival in the Chinese culture after the Chinese Lunar New Year, celebrated in China and other Asian countries, and by Chinese all over the world. It is always celebrated on the 15th day of the 8th lunar month from the lunar calendar. The dates are different every year due to the lunar calendar, generally falling between mid-September to earlier part of October. This year it fell on October 1st, just a few days ago. If you looked at the sky during the last few nights, you would have seen that bright and beautiful full moon. The Mid-Autumn Festival is like Thanksgiving holiday when families get together for a reunion dinner, with the exception of moon gazing, playing with lanterns, and other activities. A full moon symbolizes prosperity, togetherness, and completeness for the whole family. The most representative tradition is eating mooncakes, of course. A mooncake is a traditional Chinese pastry made from wheat flour with sweet or savory fillings, such as lotus seed paste, salted egg yolk, seeds, nuts, and many other delicious ingredients that are used in different parts of China. Some new favors are snow skin mooncakes, which is not baked, ice cream mooncake, Oreo mooncakes, and so on. If you have eaten mooncakes before, please type in your favorite mooncake in the chat box. Other traditional food to be eaten at the Mid-Autumn Festival dinner may include watermelon, lotus root, grapes, pomelo, river snails, taro, hairy crab, duck, pumpkin, pear, and osmanthus wine. I don't know if you have experienced too many of those other items either, but they're very popular. That's eaten in different parts of China. As with other festivals, there are fascinating legends associated with the Mid-Autumn Festival. The most beloved one is Chang'e and Hao Yi, a love story of a beautiful lady and hero. Another one is the legend of the Jay Rabbit, who resides in the moon with Chang'e, grinding the elixir of immortality. Wukong, the Chinese Sisyphus, forever chopping at the self-healing tree of immortality, is another legend. Some of these legends can be found on our webpage. Have you ever heard of these legends? Please type in the chat box of the ones that you heard before. Children love celebrating the Mid-Autumn Festival. They get to stay up late to admire and appreciate the moon with the family. The best part is that they get to play with the beautiful and colorful lit lanterns. Lanterns have different shapes and can also resemble animals, plants, or flowers. Some also have riddles attached for others to solve. There are so many fun activities we can do to celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival. We are happy that you can join us for this first virtual celebration due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In the past 3 years, we celebrated the festival at Set in Stone with cultural performances, storytelling, Chinese arts and craft, Chinese calligraphy, food, and mooncakes, as well as lanterns. Also, planting. Have you celebrated the Mid-Autumn Festival before? Or if you have participated in the Roots and Routes Mid-Autumn Festival at Set in Stone, please type in your favorite part of the celebration. Thank you. And now I'll hand it back to Jacob to show you the new virtual space and give you a brief demonstration. Jacob?
Thanks, Sue-Lon. So I'd like to welcome you all to the Set in Stone gathering space. This box down on the bottom left helps you get to a full screen view. And every image and icon in this virtual set in stone scene is linked to a video, a performance, a story, a poem, a tour, or some other kind of web resource. So we encourage you to explore the various traditions of the Mid-Autumn Festival that Sulan just talked about by clicking on the icons. As you explore and move your mouse around on the page, anytime that you see the cursor turn into a hand image, you know that you can click there. If you are someone who prefers to have a guide over clicking and exploring at random, I encourage you to click this signpost right here that gives you a bit of information about the various videos and resources there. To demonstrate how these work, let me give you an example. You can experience the Mid-Autumn Festival tradition of hearing the story of Chang'an by clicking on this goddess up here. It'll bring you to YouTube.
There are many versions of the tale about Chang'e, the goddess who resides on the moon. The one I am going to tell you is a tale of heroism and tragic love.
So I'm not going to spoil that and let you go back and see the whole thing yourself. And then you can click back to this tab and once again go into full screen. Usually when Roots and Routes holds this festival, we plant native species together and have an opportunity to connect with nature outside. While we can't virtually put plants in the ground, we do offer some resources here that for helping you get outside and connecting to nature around the city. For example, if you click the rocks at the base of the set in stone, you'll find more information and a map of all the gathering spaces along the Burnham Wildlife Corridor. If you click on the bottom of this bench on the right, you'll find a field guide that you can use to identify species in the Burnham Corridor. And if you click the left of the bench, you'll be brought to a website that helps you find other natural areas around the city to enjoy. Finally, I want to direct your attention to the Zoom icon at the very bottom left of the page. If you click this anytime before 6 o'clock tonight, you'll be brought back into this Zoom meeting. We'll be here to answer questions, discuss with you what you're seeing and hearing, and have some reflection with you about this Mid-Autumn Festival or other ones. If you're willing, please give us feedback by clicking this dialog bubble down in the bottom right-hand corner and completing that form after you've spent some time with the event. This will help us continue to improve these events in the future. So with that, I'm going to stop screen sharing. I'll drop this link in the chat. And I'll turn it back, the mic back over to Sulan and Ben for a quick wrap up. Ben, back to you.
Oh, yes. This is the end of the kickoff. If you're ready to explore the page on your own, you can leave this Zoom meeting and explore the page on your own. If you have any questions or concerns, please remain on the Zoom and we'll address those now.
Thank you, Ben. This is Sulan, and I would like to say a few thank yous to some of our collaborators. It took teamwork to put this collaborative event together. I would like to thank all the participants who share their talents with us tonight. Kerry Leung, well-known multi-instrumentalist, who also makes his own instruments. The beautiful dances performed by talented dancers from the Yeehaw Dance Company located in Bridgeport. Poetry recitations in Cantonese, Mandarin, and English by students from John C. Haynes School and St. Therese Chinese Catholic School. We thank their principals and teachers for their wonderful support. The students did a fabulous job. We also would like to thank John Rosenau for the museum tour and Ernie Wong for the Pingtown Park tour, as well as CBCAC, which stands for Coalition for a Better Chinese American Community, who did the storytelling sections this time, and also with Debbie Liu, who started all of us on this collaborative event 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, I should say. We couldn't have done this without our partners, of course, Chicago Park District, Field Museum, the Nature Conservancy. Thank you. And I would like also to give a special shout out to Ellen Woodward from the Field Museum, who couldn't be with us tonight. She did a wonderful job in putting this all together. Thank you.